Buddhadhamma. We're in chapter of 5, section 3, the process of life. This is the definition of Kamma. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the perfectly self-awakening One. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the perfectly self-awakening One. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the perfectly self-awakening One. Chapter 5, the law of karma, or Kamma. The definition of Kamma. The term Kamma literally means action or work. In the context of Dhamma, however, the definition is restricted to mean actions accompanied by intentions or volitional actions. Actions that occur without intentions are not classified as Kamma in this context. This definition of Kamma, however, is very broad. To truly understand the meaning of this term, its definition should be examined from different angles or presented as different layers of meaning. A direct, precise examination of Kamma reveals that its essence or source of cetana, intention, volition, deliberation, a determination to act, the force or an agent behind action. Intention is chief, defining a person's aims and purposes and determining the direction of all human actions. It initiates actions in all forms of conceptual and creative activity. It thus lies at the heart of Kamma. This is confirmed by Gautama Buddha's words. Quote, "It is intention, bhikkhus, that I call Kamma. Setanaham bhinkhave kammam bhatami." With intention, people can act by way of body, by speech, and by mind. Unquote. B, a broader perspective taking into account other factors within the dynamics of human activity reveals that volitional actions, Kamma, acts as the leading agent in creating a structure and pathway of people's lives. Kamma, in this sense, is equivalent or is referred to as volitional formations. Sankhara, which can also be translated as fashioners of the mind. This interpretation is found, for instance, as one of the 12 links of dependent origination. The term sankhara refers to those mental factors or properties within intention as leader that shapes the mind as wholesome or unwholesome or neutral. They determine people's thoughts, speech, and physical activities resulting in various kinds of intentional actions. In brief, sankhara may be described as mental conceptualization, yet even here, intention is considered as principal factor. Indeed, Gautama Buddha occasionally defines sankhara simply as intention. In Pali, the term is cetana. C, an even wider perspective examines human beings as a whole, conventionally referred to as individual persons who engage with the external world and have responsibility for their own actions. Kamma in this context refers to thought, speech, and physical actions, behavior for which people must reap results, regardless of whether these results occur in the immediate present or further removed in the past and future. As aspect of Kamma is the most frequently mentioned in the text, appearing in teaching addressed to specific individuals. Such teachings encourage people to take responsibility for their personal actions and to perform wholesome deeds, as is confirmed by these words of Gautama Buddha. Monks, bhikkhus, there are these two things that cause distress. Which two? There's the case of the person who has not done what is good, has not done what is wholesome, has not performed meritorious deeds which counteract fear. Instead, he has done what is evil, savage, and cruel, thinking, I have not done what is wholesome. I have done what is evil. He is distressed. It is noteworthy that in the modern times, this is the most common interpretation of kamma, especially in reference to past actions. D. The broadest perspective to examine general human activities evident in human society. Here, kamma refers to earning a livelihood, conducting one's life, and engaging in various activities which result from intention and conceptualization. This interpretation describes by Gautama Buddha as Veseta Sutra. You should know, Veseta, that whoever makes his living amongst men by cattle herding is called a farmer. He is not a Brahmin. Whoever makes his living by various crafts is called a craftsman. Whoever makes his living by trade is called a merchant. He who makes his living by serving others is called a servant. Whoever makes his living by stealing is called a robber. Whoever makes his living by arrows and swords is called a soldier. Whoever makes his living by priestly craft is called a chaplain. Whoever governs among men and towns and realms is called a king. He is not a Brahmin. One who has no mental impurities lingering in the mind, who clings no more. He is one I call a Brahmin. One is not a Brahmin by birth, nor by birth a non-Brahmin. By action, kamma, is one a Brahmin. By action is one a non-Brahmin. By their acts, kamma, work, occupation, behavior, lifestyle, there are men, farmers, craftsmen, merchants, servants, robbers, soldiers, chaplains, and even kings. This is how the wise see action as it really is. Seers of dependent origination, skilled in action and its results. Action makes the world go around. Action makes the generation of beings wander on. Similarity in the Anganana Sutra, then those beings who were elders met together and confided their troubles with one another. Sirs, various evils has arisen among us, giving rise to theft, accusation, lying, and taking up of cups and batons. Let this not be so. Suppose we were to appoint or consent to a certain being who would admonish where admonishment was due, ensure those who deserved it, and banish those who deserved banishment. And in return, we would grant him a share of the grain. So they went to one among them who was the most dignified, the most attractive, the most charismatic, and awe-inspiring. Asked him to do this for him in return for the share of grain. And he agreed. Because he has chosen by the people, the first regular title was of a Mahasamanta, translated to a great authority, came to be. Similarity in the Sakavati Sutra, monks, when the king did not furnish property to the needy, poverty came rife. From growth of poverty, stealing increased. From the increase of theft, the words of weapons increased. From the increased use of weapons, the taking of life increased. And from the increase of killing, lying increased, decisive speech, adultery, offensive speech, and trivial talk, covetousness, ill will, wrong view increased. Although one may define kamma into the four distinct categories, one should remember that in each case, intention lies at the heart of such action. Intention leads people to engage with such things. And determines the manner of such engagement. It determines how people respond to things, how they alter or improve things. It determines whether one makes oneself a channel for expressing unwholesome qualities of hatred, greed, and delusion, or instead for expressing wholesome qualities in order to foster true well-being. All this is under the power of intention. Action frees from intentions do not affect results within the domain of the law of kamma. They are not classified as kamma. Rather, they are matters pertaining to the laws of nature, in particular to physical laws. They are seen as an equivalent to landslides or a branch falling from a tree.